Good everyone, in this video, and today we have a discussion video on the Battle Pass Season 12 Armor Breaking Ambusher. Or as I like to call it, the keyboard breaking Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, because that's pretty much what this is. Bar one exception, but we'll talk about that. So in typical fashion, obviously I did I covered all the vehicles from the last Battle Pass and talked about that, saying how exactly lazy that Battle Pass was, and while this one is no exception, but at least it has something going for it in terms of its unique factor. But of course, we're going to go over that as we cover each individual vehicle and just talk about the Battle Pass itself. And, well, I'm not looking forward to this one, and I'm probably going to give this one a miss myself. Maybe get the B7 if I can feel bothered about it. So starting off, we have the MC485, which, well, I mean, if you look at the boat and you look at the flag on it, you already know that this is pretty much going to be a copy-paste. However, it's not. There are a couple of differences. So this is, from what I can tell, based on one of the German S-boats. You should know the German S-boats by now. But there is one major difference. The guns on it. So these are not German guns, these are 40mm Bofors, and they look like the L70s. They might be the L62s though. So that at least has something going for it. Of course, you do lose the front gun. You appear to lose the 792s up here, which, who's really going to give a damn about that? But, I mean, is it really worth the trade-off? Like, I know these German boats tend to have a lot more guns on them, but like, from what I can tell, it just has the 240mm and the torpedoes. Like, that's not great, and I don't think this thing's going to be very good. If these are the L70s, though, it might be okay, but I wouldn't write home about it, to say the least. And the problem is that this just doesn't really bring anything new to the Battle Pass. We've already had an S100 series boat, well, S701, you know what I mean? They all look the bloody same, in my opinion. But obviously in the last Battle Pass, which ends in 2 days from when I'm recording this, yeah, we've already had the S701, and that is a much better boat than this. And I don't even play naval much, and I can tell you that. The S701 is just a better boat. I mean, you get 30mm on the front, which is pretty useful. You get the 37 in the middle, I believe it is. And you get a 20mm, sorry, no, it's the 20mm in the middle and the 37 at the back. Then you get the 792s for a bit of extra coverage, I guess. And you get backward firing torpedoes, which I actually find them to be pretty useful. And obviously the forward mounted torpedoes that this one gets. I just see no reason for this boat to be in the game when, yes, it will bring something new to Italy, but for a Battle Pass, this is not a vehicle I would employ to get things going, you know? It's not really what I would call a worthy Battle Pass prize, and that's putting that lightly. And then we move on to this ugly monstrosity, the I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. SBZ123, which this is going to be the main prize. So this is if you want to buy the Battle Pass, this is what you'll get once you get there, pretty much. And this looks exactly what happens when you take a Hanomag and a Panzer II and a, what's the name of that stupid R3 thing? The R3T106. You put them in bed together and they have a threesome, is pretty much what this looks like, obviously minus the wheels from the R3. So, from what I can tell, well, the turret isn't actually a Panzer II's turret, I'll just clarify that. It appears to be one off the Marder A1, like the little 20mm. That's what it looks like. I haven't really looked into this vehicle because I'm not really interested in it, but that's pretty much how I saw it and thought, yeah, this thing looks like it's had a threesome in its life and the DNA's gone all over the place. But as you can see on the top, it has a recoilless rifle. It has a 20mm turret, which that is a very unusual looking turret. And this is somewhat unique, but obviously it's based on one of them Hanomag SPG, or IFV thingy-mabobs. Nothing really, like, special, and just, you know, it's not really, you know, like, good. Like, yeah, sure. If you get the 106 firing, sure, it might do something. But the only thing this armor is going to be breaking is someone's keyboard when they realise that the heater vessel's jack shit, and the Hesht hits a small branch on a tree, and does fuck all. So yeah, that's the only thing this thing's going to be breaking most of the time, is someone's keyboard in frustration. And that 20mm, I don't know about the elevation angles, but I'm hoping it could be used as somewhat of a, shall we say, a pseudo SPAA, because no doubt people will be using it in that role. And then we come to the one that I really didn't want to see in the Battle Pass, and to be honest, I don't even want to know why they bothered. And that's the B7A2 Homari 23. This is essentially a re-engined B7A2. Gaijin, out of all the three planes you could have chosen, why this? The B7A2 has exactly two flaws with it, and that is the rudder is a little bit of, well, it's not great, let's put it that way, and the roll rate is god-awful. Sure, its speed isn't amazing, but well, it's a dive bomber, it's not exactly meant to be chasing fighters. I mean, it can, but that's not the point. The only thing that the new engine is going to do is increase its flight performance by a slight bit, which it didn't need that. It needs a fix to its roll rate for a start, but we'll gloss over that. But not only that, the engine isn't really going to give the B7A2 anything to write home about. And as I said, the boat is pretty much a copy-paste with a slight change. The B7A2 is practically a copy-paste, it just has a little bit more horsepower, and that's about all it's got going for it. And while the SBZ thingy, whilst that is cool and all, it's we've already had this sort of chassis in the previous patch. Again, it's just another one of the battle passes where Gaijin's just not listening to the player base. We don't want vehicles like this in a battle pass. It's as simple as that. This B7A2 could have been either a premium in the air tree, which, I mean, Japan has plenty of rank 3s, but that's not the point. Or it could have been in a folder with the original B7A2 and gone from there. But, even the special skin which they tend to give. So, the one in the video that you can see here is the standard skin. This is on the regular B7A2. But you could have at least given it a better paint job for, unlocking, because this is not very good in my opinion. I'm normally a sucker for silver on aircraft, but this just looks like, well, it looks crap, to say the least. I'm not a fan of it. And, yeah, it just doesn't look that great. And no doubt they're going to leave the model of the old B7A2 with an older model. I don't even think they'll bother to update it because, well, this one's here now and this is apparently the new kid on the block. And that's just not fair because the regular B7A2, I still adore taking that to this day. And to me, this just isn't really the way the Battle Pass should be going. And, well, I'm afraid this is the route that the Battle Pass is going because we're at Season 12 now. Season 11 sucked, and this one's probably going to suck even harder because we haven't seen, well, at the time of me recording this, we haven't seen the challenges, we haven't seen the war bonds, and I heavily suspect this is going to get worse. And Battle Pass Season 13, I wouldn't be surprised if, even though it's unlucky for some, that number, it's going to be unlucky for all of us, and I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, in the comments below, let me know what you think of this Battle Pass. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? What do you think of the vehicles? Do you think I was right with the threesome assessment of that SBZ thing? And do you think this B7A2 should have been in the tech tree or perhaps a premium? Let me know what you think, because that to me just makes more sense. And as for that Italian boat, well, I say Italian, it's got more German in it than it does Italian. What do you think of that one? Should that have been in the tech tree, just add a bit more spice to the tree, or should it have just not been added at all? Anyway, I'll leave you all to it for today. Hope you enjoyed me discussing this battle pass and how god awful it is, and I'll see you all on the next one.